Introducing Pascale Durosier. We have the pleasure and great honor of receiving one of Ayiti's greatest dancer, choreographer, and civil engineer who happens to be no other than Pascale Durosier. Born and raised in the country of Ayiti, Pascale began her dancing apprenticeship at the very tender age of 4. She was molded into such a phenomenal dancer through the guise of her incredible teachers and mentors. From jazz to ballet to folklore and many others, she does it all. From Ayiti to Montreal and back to Ayiti, our beautiful Pascale does not stop at anything to forge ahead with her dreams. Join us on Sunday, October 20th at 4 p.m. EST on Instagram Live for a fun, vibrant, and educational conversation. Here we are. Hello, everyone. Let me put on my mic. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? Thank you so much for everyone who is going to join this particular conversation, and thank you so much to everyone who is going to watch the replay. I really want to thank everyone for tuning in on our Sunday's conversation. It's becoming something that I really cherish and that I really enjoy, so I really want to thank you. Now, I'm just going to jump and I am going to invite our guest because I sincerely have so many things that I really want to ask her, and I don't really want to drag and give an introduction that afterwards it's kind of like it's going to sound maybe a little bit redundant. Now, I want to say something. I do know that for my public, I have a public that is very wide, and that a lot of you sometimes don't really necessarily speak either French nor do you speak Creole. I want to also inform you that at times a lot of my guests are people who only speak French or Creole. So, or myself, I am, bilingual. I speak English, but I also speak French. I also speak Creole. So at times the conversation may jump into one of our, like birth language. So in the event that today's conversation takes on more of a, francophonic language or a Creole approach, I want to apologize to my guests who only speak English, but I will do my very, very best in making sure that me and my beautiful guests are going to converse in the language of the world. So we're going to invite her in, ladies and gentlemen, because I have invite her. It is so freaking hot for me. For the friends. Oh my God, my beautiful lady. Bonsoir, ma chérie. Comment vas-tu?
Ça va et pour toi? I'm really happy to be there with you today. Thank you for inviting me as a guest, and it's really an honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with me, Pashu. I haven't seen you in over 10 or 15 years. If my memory serves me right, the last time that I saw you was in Montreal. It was in Catherine. Nous tous les deux étions probablement dans une fête quelconque. And then I saw you in passing and we talked. Mais après ça,
It has been a while, really.
Mais bien sûr, je te suis toujours online. Je sais que tu es en Haïti parfois. Je sais que tu es parfois à Montréal. I know that you have the dance school that is phenomenal. And I don't know if people really understand. The conversation series is something that, although I am sharing the series with my public, but it really is something for me. Because a lot of my guests are people that I do know, but I haven't seen in so long. C'est comme when I'm asking for the questions to prepare my questionnaire, and je regarde ta biographie, I was like, my jaw just like, wow, like je pouvais pas y croire. And then this is why I do the series, parce que à pile fois, nous avons monde qui tellement bien expertise qui l'a mis en nous. série de monde qui tellement bien, like on degré de niveau qui inimaginable et nous pas jamais connaître ça parce que nous pas jamais essayer apprendre de yo, nous pas jamais essayer connaître yo. Et c'est monde qui va avec eux chaque jour, ses amis, c'est monde qui va à l'école avec. C'est pas obligé au monde qui like a superstar. It's not necessarily supposed to be a superstar, but it is your everyday people, and that is what this series is about. It's about montrer more in this entrepreneurship journey parce que vous comprenez, this is a new world that we have. Pas bien qu'un jeune
You know, when you say that, and even me, sometimes I forgot everything that I've done, and maybe it's my côté humble qui fait ça, tu vois, but before starting the conversation, actually, I know that you did apologize at the beginning, but I wanted to take the time also to apologize myself to the public, to everyone who will be listening today, if I drop sometimes in French or Creole, because sometimes Englishly speaking, I am a number one. So again, thank you for inviting me. And I hope that today some of your listeners will see through us, through this conversation, be inspired, maybe while sharing my story. And I will try to be as transparent as possible. So, like I told you before, we will let the conversation flow and we'll let God and the universe guides us. Because I think every time I say everything happens for a reason, I don't know why today I had to do this conversation with you. Maybe someone will be touched by what I will say. Someone will be touched maybe by mon parcours. Tu comprends? Donc, thank you again. So we will let it be.
First of all, okay, Madam, you are speaking English very, very well. So I don't think that I need to speak Creole, nor do I need to speak French. You are doing an amazing job at speaking English. So we are going to continue with that language, and then, like you said, as a conversation go, it's probably going to get really passionate, and whichever language comes out, we'll come out. But it's so like I'm so inspired. I'm so in love with my guest. I'm so enamored, and I do share on my other platform, and people do learn so much, and that is the purpose of this conversation series. Because I don't, to do this work and to continue to live here in Haiti is not the easiest thing to do. So we have to find the strength. We have to find the courage. We have to find the stamina. We have to find the continuity and also the passion. Because
And the
we don't want
positivity. And the
to
positivity. Because through this cowl, you have to find the strength, like you say, and the positivity to navigate through this negativity. And it's not easy. It's not easy. So thank
not
you
easy.
again for your
Oh my
work, for
God,
all
please.
those amazing people that you bring out, their personality, their story, and it's always good to hear and to share, and that can help so many people.
Thank you so much, Pastor.
Thank
Now,
you.
since we are already in the conversation and we're talking about positivity and we're talking about having the courage and the stamina. Now, first and foremost, I want to know how are you doing it, Pastor? How are you keeping yourself together? Are you living here with us in Haiti or do you do back and forth? And what is your coping mechanism for this beautiful life that you have and continuing to do your dance, which is so empowering? But
Okay.
how do you do it?
Um, I have to say that it has been 11 years already that I did the move back to Haiti. I choose to come back to my country. That was always my dream. But with the school, the branch that I have in Montreal, I didn't have the choice to do the back and forth and to maintain the school open while it has been 3 years already after the COVID. I had the obligation to close temporarily the branch in Montreal, and I had also to stop here in Haiti with the insecurity level. So I can say I had 3 years that I struggled because dance is my passion. Like I say, I live through dance. That was my way of coping with the stress, with everything. So I can say that it was really hard. But at some point this year, I had a thought. I say, you know what, Pascal, if you're waiting for Haiti to change or to do something, you will never do it. So take your courage and put yourself back on. Because I had so many people who were asking me, when are the classes are going to restart? I so love your classes. That's my way to express my feelings, my stress, to take out all the negativity that I'm living on day by day. And I had decided, okay, this year, let's make it happen. Even I cannot plan like a long-term thing because with the situation, I have to go day by day. I had to say, if I have to work today, yes, I will be working. If I can't on the other days, I can't. It's just the situation we are in. We have to cope, and we are in a stage where we are resilient. We have to make the best of it. We have to keep going on. We have to keep living because it will never be always as dark as it is. Me, I'm always hoping for a better day, for a brighter day, even if I can't see it, because there's a possibility that I can't see it, but at least I will work through it. I know that I will make the best of it to even help, uh, comme si mon prochain, tu comprends? And even for myself also, even if the 3 past years or 4 past years, I needed also the break because I can say it today. I had lost my father 4 years ago, and the timing was like I needed it this time also to have a break, to have a time to recenter myself, to manage all the responsibilities that came up with the death of my father. So it was like a balance through all of it. I needed the time. Also, I needed dance to keep going. I didn't have it by the time. So, yes, maybe for me, I have the possibility or the the thing to by myself to take a time for me, recenter myself and keep going. It's not everyone who has it. And I can say that I had a great entourage to make it through also. But sometimes the decision has to be within you. It's only you who can take the decision to move forward. It's only you who can take the decision, I want to make the best of it. So it's not always easy, but you go step by step. If it takes 1 month, if it takes 1 year, if it takes 4 years, no matter what, it's your journey. to heal, your journey to go through. I had many challenges, but I think I made it through with God in my life. I can't hear. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it's good. It's good now.
Those conversations are truly becoming like such an amazing time for me on Sundays. You know, first I want to tell you that you look amazing. You look so beautiful.
Thank
You
you.
look
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
amazing, just
Thank
that.
you. Get it?
But I want
Jean Mounio t'a dit, grâce bon Dieu. Because sometimes you don't know how, but you make. Thank you, and you make it actually. And it's to take everything simple in life. You know, sometimes you have to make it simple, and la simplicité te fait aller de l'avant, and you make it through.
I really hope that people are really going to get inspired by the people that I bring out because I don't know, nor do I believe if people will even pay and what it's taking for us to make the continued choice to be living in this country with the condition that we are living in. And hearing you talk and hearing you say things like, you know, sometimes students, you know, would call you and say, when are you going to start? When are you going to join again? Because dancing is our way of expression. Dancing is what we do. Dancing is our coping mechanism. It does something. So when you said that, this reminded me of the importance that we too have as leaderships in the roles that we do to continue with the journey. It is not the easiest, but it is definitely necessary. But also just hearing you talk, I get so much strength because it's kind of like literally they are at our neck doing any and everything to crumble this country. But you have people that are continuing, you have people that are moving forward. So it is just amazing to hear that because I live here and I understand what's going on and you know what it's taken. But just to hear it from you is just so empowering.
You know what I say? We cannot all leave the country. But I will also say something. In this moment, everyone has to do what's best for them. I cannot say to everyone to stay in Haiti. Maybe it's not good for your health or whatever. Everyone has to respect the choices that everyone takes. So me, I could have had the possibility to go and leave, but I think that's where I feel grounded. That's where I feel home. And like I usually say, I already did this move to leave everything behind and go and restart again when there's 11 years ago when I took the decision to leave Montreal and go back to Haiti. So I know what it takes to restart, what it takes to rebuild a life somewhere else, you know? But that's my choice. I only say that everyone has to respect everyone's choices. Me, that's me. I choose to stay. I think that I have still something to do, like a mission to accomplish here. That's my path, and I embrace it with everything that comes with it. So sometimes you have to accept your choice also, because sometimes you can say something and you don't accept it, but you have to embrace your decision. I was giving like an example. It's like in a couple who are in a separation, like in a divorce. Me dit, oui, peut-être moi-même c'est dans stade ça que mieux avec Haïti. Nous nan conciliation, nap goumen, nap fight, but there's still a chance to get back together. Mpoko rive nan plan divorce la. Cause I say, if I take the decision to leave again, that will be a divorce. So I won't come back anymore. So, m'pa senti que m'rive nan stade sa, donc, mwen stil ap goumen pou m'retourner avec li. Nap gen ti goumen, nap fight, but that's my life, Haiti. I choose it for the best and the worst. It's a love story. That's my roots. That's it.
Oh, just hearing you say, pa konen, mwen gen l'impression nou te get an divorce deja, nou remariye ankor, nou kite,
And it's okay. And it's okay. And it's okay. Nothing, it's not good enough, or it's not that it's a bad decision. Tout bagay bon. At least you are happy with it, and you go every day. Nap kontinue avancer, nap kontinue grandi, et puis we're gonna make it happen until we can.
Exactement. Pashu, I read your biography, so I know the woman who is in front of me. I know the caliber of the woman who is in front of me. First of all, you savais pas que tu étais a civil engineer, madame. Was like,
Yes.
right?
It has been already 17 years of practice as a civil engineer. That's maybe the side that not everyone knows about, because I maybe don't talk about it too much, but I'm a scientific girl.
Now, I'll start there because, as I mentioned to you, I do consulting work. And one thing that I love with the consulting work that I do is that I am learning. I am learning about science like crazy. I am learning about architecture. I am learning about engineering. And it's kind of like, I feel like, okay, ou mettez tout la catégorie ça, and the request that I am getting, it's like, were you ready for that? So pour qui ça que, first of all, how did you choose this field? Was that a passion of yours? And as well as, are you working in it in Haiti? And how is that going for you?
Actually, to answer your first question, how did I choose this field? Maybe my answer will be atypical, because I will say at first sight, I wanted to be a professional dancer. That was my first choice to be, and in classical ballet. Okay, but I think at the time I didn't have the body reference to fit as a classical ballet. Maybe now it is more open to diversities, and we have more Black professional dance school that are pushing more Black women with their body, with their curves, etc. But maybe at the time, I let this fear stop me, because I didn't try also to maybe apply in a professional dance school. So I was like, if I cannot dance, my dream is to build like a theater for the shows, a good theater with all the high standards that we have in the international to bring it in Haiti. That was my first motive to go and study civil engineering. But also, I can say that I had abilities also in science. I did the scientific section in the in my high school or college. To have the reference at the international. So I think that's what leads me to go at Polytechnique in Montreal. And I did choose the civil engineering. Now, to answer the other question, what is it to am I working in Haiti? Yes, I just celebrate my 10 years in the organization where I'm working as a civil engineer. Thank you. And what are the difficulties? Are there difficulties? Maybe I had the chance to have a nice environment where I could express myself as a civil engineer. And I can say the fact that I studied in Montreal, where the work to include women in every type of field of work, I think that make it easiest for me to get in this branch where usually they take it as a men field. So the challenge, I can say, for me, it's maybe sometimes when I'm going to supervise a field of construction, maybe it takes from me that I had to be more severe to impose myself. Maybe a guy doesn't need all that to do it. But as soon that I make it like a statement, I'm here as the supervisor, I think I have the respect of all the workers. Et kon gede le yo fon ti blag, oh, meti geni chak la, oui. Comme si, mais it's a fun way to do it. Because I think even in a professional way, you are superior, but the thing is you have to work with all of the workers because you can learn also from them. Because sometimes the experience that they have while doing it, you can learn from it. I don't have the la science infuse, and you learn from anyone. So I think that is a plus that I like with my job. That's the passion to see something built from nothing and to be there standing up, and the benefits that it can has on the impact on the person who will live in it. So for me, that's a accomplishment for me, and all the organization behind it. So that's it. And like I say, I had the chance to have great mentors. Eh, I can say Yves Mouton, Samuel Pierre, who were the first one to take me as a junior engineer when I was in Montreal. And after I had this opportunity to work at BBA, an industrial firm where we had to build structures pour des mines de diamants, etc. So for me, every experience, every opportunity that I had was amazing and helpful in my career.
You know, Pastor, I am becoming to love someone who hates life. Like, it's so funny how people can think that they hate one particular field, but sometimes it's like we don't have the best teachers in school who can really transmit those knowledge to us. You know, no bagay professor kap fe, you know, making sure that we are loving what we're doing, getting involved in projects that are going to stimulate the mind. So I'm like sitting here doing so many research about engineering, and I know that in about just a few, it is going to be such a booming field for Haiti. Parce qu'avec tout bagay que moun y a krasé, puis Haiti being a country that is not necessarily, you know, nou pa un pays qui vraiment construit. So I know that there is definitely a lane for that expansion. So would you co-sign professionally what I'm saying? So est-ce que vous think that this is a field that is soon going to be open to many people? And when I say many people, both men and women, what would you say about that?
You know, Haïti, c'est un pays qui vierge jusqu'à présent. Qui a un pile potentiel pour venir extraordinaire. So in that field of construction, yes, there are still so many things that we can do. And locally, just to have the main d'oeuvre, learning new things, building something, yes, il y a un pile potentiel. Mais faut que moi dire que à présent tout bagay en slow motion, because with the road access blocked, for example, when I'm looking for myself, my job, we cannot go dans province encore pour nous faire ça pour le faire. And our main areas of intervention was the South, where we had plenty of projects still on hold. And we in the capital, we have a lot of projects also on hold parce que côté nous intervenus, c'est des côtés qui jugés à risque. Like Cité Soleil, like La Saline, nous pas qu'à aller dans côté ça yo. So pratiquement it becomes really hard for us to have jobs. We can have appel d'offres qui still on hold, même si c'est ou même qui t'a gagné, mais nous pas qu'à commencer. And we are facing the increase of materials. Before, tout fournisseur te kon kembe on performa pour une semaine et plus. Konya yo dou c'est 24 heures. It's hard. It's hard. And inflation, li pa ale seulement like tout petit. Sometimes it triples. So how can you face it when you have a certain amount for a project and you have this increase of materials? Sometimes the project don't have additional funds to make it to compensate those gaps. So what is the solution in those cases? It's either you reduce the scope of work, and sometimes you can't, or the project just stop. And sometimes you make the client furious, met d'ouvrage là, et moun qui pral bénéficier de bâtiment, they are frustrated because you pas ka projet à atterrir. But at some point, c'est pas faute pa if you have comme si des cas de force majeure. So it's really hard. Now I can say to cope with the situation. Everything is slow. And of course, what leads to it, c'est qu'on gagne pile monde qui perd du travail autour. Ou vin perdu un pile bon ouvrier qui te gen skills. And with the Biden program also, there are a lot of workers who left the country. So now it's like you're rebuilding all of your teams, do formations again for them to learn the right way to work. It's not easy, and everything is money. Time is money. So investing in new teamwork again, it's money, and sometimes the money that you don't have. So that's the current situation.
We're talking about that, and we were talking about projects, and we were talking about costs, and we were talking about what it's taken us to do anything in this country, the inflation. Because one thing that I tell people that I consult with, especially with people that are doing a project, is that, when I do budget forecasting for a company and doing that, I let them understand that if you're working on a budget like in 2023, please be advised that it may not be the same budget that you're going to need in 2024. Because at the rate that things are going in this country, you may have a budget today, and by Friday, the budget is just different. That's just the way that IT is operating right now. It's like nobody wants to make a loss. You have roadblock everywhere. You can't go from point A to point B. I don't know if people understand the scope of things in Haiti, and it's definitely making our work very challenging, if not impossible. Because, if I'm receiving a consultation and I'm being very honest with someone who wants to invest in Haiti, the first thing the person says, they say, well, everything that you're saying is almost, you're telling me that it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just sharing the challenges because I want you to understand what it's going to take for you to actually get this going. But once you get it going and the country gets some type of stability, because as we say, by operating wall, then hopefully you are ahead of the game. Because I know that as soon as we start to get like somewhat apparent of calm, tout le monde a retourné la caille. Tout le monde a venu back. Tout le monde a venu pour être capable de continuer. But it's so important to have those conversations because I'm working and I'm saying things based on what I know and my experience of living in Haiti. But now I have a professional in front of me, someone who is working in the field. So that's very important for me to, emphasize. And I'm so glad that you talked about those challenges that you are facing, and people are not understanding the rhythm that, the majority of the people who left this country under the Biden program, and you still have people who are still living one way or another. They don't want to stay in this country. So it's very like, sous besoin ouvrier, like you said, you're not going to find them. Sous besoin, your boss maçon, it's difficult to find people to do things, Wow. So very, very.
And what I can say, it's maybe a few things that I maybe mention. M'babal même do peut-être traka que n'a passé à la douane. C'est-à-dire some of the times we have materials that we have to order outside. Qu'on y a pour faire rentrer son lot headache encore. For example, I can name up, I had a project, we had 3 containers that we lost, 3 to 4 containers that we've lost, and we had to rebuy 2 containers parce que they vendu aux enchères. So the same containers que I already bought, paid something for, I had to rebuy them parce que m'pa te vle perdre net. They couldn't use maybe the lighting parce que they gain une forme spéciale, or the windows that we already ordered, yo te gon form spécial, yo pas ka reutiliser, so they couldn't sell it. So I had to rebuy all of them and continue what I have to do on the project. So it's there are many challenges that I could mwen te ka citer, etc. But that it's really hard to make it happen. And when you see someone keep going, it's really valuable because you don't know what this person is going through to make something happen. And it's in everything in life. C'est même genre si ma prend un spectacle de danse, all the public, they see the final result, but they don't know what the person went through or the school went through to make this show happen. So we only have the final version of it, the best version of it, but you don't know all through the timeline to make it happen, all the challenges that this person had to go through to make it as beautiful as it is. So I think every effort should be valuable, should be appreciated, surtout dans cette période qu'on est en train de vivre.
Most definitely. And I was talking to someone who just did a show recently, and I said to them, I congratulate you. If for anything but for the courage. Because with the final show, everybody is going to look at the grandiosity that you just provided for each other. But nobody is really going to understand what it took for you to put everything together. So before anything, before you even start to complain about, oh, this wasn't there, this wasn't that, I was missing this, I said no. I congratulate you for even thinking about providing something for people in this country to have fun. So, one of the things that I saw, which was probably like December 2022, when really things were really going so hard for us, is that we had there were no parties here in Haiti. Absolutely nothing, no leisure. Every jazz, every band, everybody had opted to go to the Dominican Republic. And I was sitting there asking myself, like, but est-ce que jazz yo konen ki still gen mi en Haiti ki pa men pa ale Republik Dominicaine, or ki pa vle ale Republik Dominicaine. So I do feel like somehow, like you said, it's a duty for sometimes for those of us to provide something to our public. There are people that are still counting on us, as a being, as whoever you are. There are still people who are waiting for you to say, no, okay, I'm still coming down to Haiti. I'm still going to say we're going to make it happen. Because we're still living in Haiti. Life is still happening. People said, yeah. Guess what? I was just telling this the other day. I was like, well, because I work a lot in youth development as well. I work a lot, with education. I was like, well, I think I give up CIC about it. But I still said it. So, tout pot again, la vie, it's like, not will come and say, as well. So, see, that means that I still have a generation that I have to prepare. That means that you still have to leave something for those that are behind. So, I can't just get up and say, oh, I'm no longer able to do that. Maybe if I get one today, jump testimony, so it would have been dead. But that's not the truth. Even with those conditions, I think still birth, which I think is amazing because they would want for us not to procreate anymore. I feel like that's the stage that they would want us to be in a state of mind where it comes to something that you and render us as nothing as Haitian people. But it's like we are defining the odds over and over and over again. So I find that it's admirable. Look at everything that you have to endure, everything. And it's kind of like, yes, everything we still are making it. And, I don't do too much as far as like my work. All I have to do is continue to provide and work. So sometimes just hearing people like yourself, seeing that people that are doing it, and it's kind of like, wow, you know. My niece she was a new guy and she had to come to Philippines. And she was telling me about the journey here. She was telling me how, premier avansè sou bateau ke yo pase, li perdi premier bateau, li oblige rete 8 jours sous wak lan, before li jwenn an lot bateau. E se son ti kamo ke li kamo ke li vini paske le yo di bon, nou sou parke pendant trop longtemps, ces jeunes qui finissent, ma bonne vie, pour la venue et c'était pas aller. And then she was describing to me the whole situation because I was like, she just said, ma tante, because she was talking with her aunt. And the aunt just left. She was like, no, she just couldn't breathe. She felt like she no longer could breathe. And that's why she stayed. So it's the kind of like, pas penser que nous vraiment comprendre la réalité de ce que je in that video. But one thing that I want to ask, jump in for, and we're gonna like bounce back, is that how does how is a civil engineer merging the engineering factor with the dancing factor? Like how does that merge? Do you find that there's a correlation between you being a civil engineer and you being a professional dancer? And also the other thing that I want for you to answer because you touch on it is that you mentioned and you said that at the time that you wanted to be a professional dancer, it was difficult because of your curves, because people were not really open and seeing such a curved body outside, and also because you are a woman of color, you are a black woman. But now you feel like there's a little bit more of diversity outside and inclusivity, so you feel like people can bring more into that profession. And I want to say, now that you're looking back, do you find that yes, indeed, there's a lot of like diversity? But what you said, for moi, it's so weird because I started to dance with Michelle Benjamin, and Michelle was it's like I've never had a teacher who was slender and dancing, and none of us were. You come see, you had just a few of us, but Martina qui danseuse te gros, it's like you took a gros, the big women dancer. So how do you see that change? How do you see that diversity?
Okay. Let's start with the merge of civil engineering and my dance life. Pour moi, yon vin entrer dans l'autre. C'est-à-dire, for myself, they are pairing, they are a perfect match. So it's like by day, I'm a civil engineer, and by night, I'm the dancer, teacher, choreograph, etc. But what can I say? I can say my many projects. It gives me this type of construction, comme si pour me ranger tout à fait, pour me capable gérer, comme si to be well organized. I think living Edem with the dance side, entrepreneur side. In civil engineering, you have to work in team. So maybe that what leads maybe in dance for me to always include people. It's not my work. It's not my work. It's everyone's dream. ADPD, it's not mine only. It's for everyone who are involved. So I think they really pair. They are a perfect match. Now, what was the other question? I don't remember.
The other question was in regards to the diversity. Do you find that now there
Okay.
are
What I can say, yes, in classical ballet, I think there are still those restrictions, but like I say, now you can find more Black professional dance school or companies where you're gonna fit in easier. And maybe for my experience, that was one of my motto in ADPD for the kids who were learning with me. I didn't want to put the weight as a barrier. For me, if you have talent, you have to be able to express yourself as you are. You have to love yourself also. You have to appreciate your body as you are. Because sometimes, par exemple, pour moi-même, moi pas penser que grosseur empêche de danser. Because I can have this example. Moi te gen on petit qui te gagné curves, mais c'est li te pi élastique parce que tout ti mesdames moi yo. Ou mandel fait grand école, she had the grand école all the way back. Et gen yon moun qui pi skinny qui pas gen élasticité ça. So pour qui ça pour moi bloquer ti moun nan. Parce que what is leading? It's the passion. I cannot block this kid. I cannot block the passion of this kid with some restrictions for me that are not fair. Because I think I suffered with this weight problem. Since I was 13, I was doing diets. And ko vle ko pa vle, gon certain insécurité que living fait rentrer la caillou. You think you're not beautiful enough, ou bien comme si you don't have the body perfect as they describe it. Mais pourtant, il faut que ou apprendre à aimer corps au journée. And I can't say I was the best of the best, but I think that I have the skills and bon Dieu bon talent pour l'on moun ap danse li content ouais m'ap danse. So I think it's the most important thing for me when you are in a stage to make the public see themselves through you. While you're incarné un personnage. So for me to share my passion, to communicate through the stage, and I'm in my own world at this moment, for me that's the best of it. And that's why I say, je vis en la danse et la danse vit en moi. That's the most important thing for me. That's my, c'est gasoline moi. Tu comprends? That makes me walk. That makes me live. So I think that's the better side for me to see it.
Okay. The first thing that I want to say is that yes, you are the best of the best. Yes. You know, just the video that you sent for me, just seeing you dance. I cannot wait to join dance school. I feel like I'm just so self-conscious because I haven't danced in years. You know, learning you, and then I okay, maybe I should take a class for like just me and you. I feel like I get back into the room. Hearing you talk about, look, you stand and just, I think there's such a rush, about being on stage, about, dancing, about presenting something. It's like just hearing you talk about that. It's like making me go back to when I danced en faisait le spectacle. It was so good. It's like, oh my God. I can see why the students are constantly saying things like, are you doing class? Like, are you doing yours? So passionate when you teach. Don't put that. I want to join. I want to be there. Like, I can't wait to finally, because I feel like you are such a phenomenal teacher because it's like your passion is there, you know, through the way that you're teaching. Your passion is really, really felt. Now, as
Thank
we are
you.
talking about, oh, you are very welcome. I kind of did want to a little bit about your dance experience because I want people to know,
I don't
like,
know.
what was the journey?
Daisy, je pense que ça coupe un petit peu, donc je ne t'entends pas bien. Can you say it again?
Okay, okay. So I wanted to hear. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey, your dancing journey? You know, that's what I want people to know. What is your dancing journey?
My dancing journey, I started to dance at the age of 4, and my my really background was really classical ballet. And thanks to Régine Monrosier Trouillot, Régine Monrosier Jolicoeur and Nathalie Trouillot, um, who made it as easy as possible, who believed in me as a dancer, who saw the talent, and they were able to bring it out. And even my teacher skills, c'est mwen ka di ke Regine te wè potansiyel lan e li fel develope tou la kay nou. Donc, I will never be enough thankful for them. And je dois te dire que le côté folklorique, je l'ai découvert vraiment quand j'ai traversé à Montréal. And I will thank my Mako male also, Régine Cadet, who taught me the basics of folklore. C'est avec lui que moi vin découvrir folklore là vraiment. And that's where I joined Expression, which was the dance troupe I was in until I became independent with ADPD. Même moi ka di que l'amour pour folklore ça, li découvrir vraiment Montréal lorsque j'étais dans cette troupe-là.
You said I would have never thought so. I really thought that folklore because in okay, so est-ce que tu penses que c'est ce que tu aimais, que le ballet that was something in you? Is that it?
Bon, at some point, I think it was within me also. Parce que, bon, je pense que pour tout Haïtien, when you hear the drums, on don résonner. So at some point, I think this beautiful culture called me, and it was also within me. So, en même temps, c'est peut-être le talent qui fait me capable explorer side ça, and the fact that I embrace who I am. It's a part of my heritage. It's my Asian heritage. So I see myself through folklore. So I think, the best of it. And the fact that I started ADPD in Montreal, I wanted to sell also this culture. And all the kids that came into ADPD, they had to learn where they come from. So everything, my main mission was to transmit this heritage to these kids. If you come into ADPD, You cannot say you don't know Haiti, even you didn't go to Haiti. So they had to be able to learn their Dessalinian. They know the hero of independence. They know the stories behind Haiti. I had many shows that really, comme si ils ont imprégné de culture haïtienne. So for me, it was important to represent proudly, to be Haitian first, and this beautiful culture that we have. We have so many beautiful rhythms, the colors of the costume, the story behind each rhythms. So for me, it's important to sell it proudly again. I will say it again, proudly, and to teach my kids to know where they come from, the roots, their roots, and sometimes come to Haiti and you will not be like a stranger to you will not be a stranger home. So for me, that was my mission.
Wow, that's so empowering. Like amazing. Like, this is how the Haitian culture will never die. Parce qu'il y a tellement de gens qui continuent à enseigner et les enfants aiment ça, so they don't really connect it. Now, also, you spoke a lot about classical ballet and going having gone to dance school
You
also as
said
a
about
Haitian.
what? Sorry.
You talk a lot about ballet, classical
Mm-hmm.
ballet,
Mm-hmm.
and any and every dancer knows that you have to take ballet. Now, from a professional point of view, I want to know, do you find that you are not a professional dancer or a dancer at all if you don't know at least the basic notion of ballet? And would you say that ballet is indeed a dance that is c'est la base pour toutes les danses, le ballet? Would you say?
I will go with my experience because for me, it's important to stay true to myself and maybe say it through my experience. A dancer will duplicate what he learns. Me, I have a classical ballet background. So, of course, yes, my tendency will go as straight that for me it's important to have the basics in classical ballet. Because all the techniques that you have, the ability to diversify, to change from jazz to modern to everything. The essence for me took her basics in classical ballet. Maybe not everyone will have the same discourse as me, but for me, I know that it helps to have this background because I have been able to merge to each style to another style easily. Yes, for sure, you have to have the talent, of course, to be able to change from a style to another because you can have a passion more for a style different than the classical ballet because classical ballet it's really hard. There are a lot of restrictions, there are a lot of rules. So as a kid it will not be the first love, classical ballet because it's really strict, tu comprends? Mais me, as I say, I will go with my background. For me, it's important to have the classical ballet techniques, even if after you don't want to do it again, it's your choice, but at least you have the basic.
I am going to step in and I'm going to agree. I am going to agree. I'm not a professional dancer, but I find that dancing and having that practice can give you the right start for that. You know, it's going to give you a that's very different. It's also probably going to give you an elegance that you it's going to give you a posture. You know, I'm looking at some of the pictures. And it's everybody can be enamored, even with the picture that is right here behind you. So, you know, I would say yes. I would say that, you know, it's definitely going to, in my opinion, but like I said, maybe if I were to interview somebody else who definitely never danced as a professional ballet, but who
Yeah.
is amazing for that.
Yes, effectively, yes, the lines, all the techniques, as I say, you're gonna find it in the classical ballet. But I also remembered we had a journey that we had Jean-Guy Saint-Just as the main figure that we were honoring. And I remember he said something. Um, Comme si kon gen de lèr, par exemple, we know the technique of Martha Graham, etc. But gon travay que peut-être gen certains maîtres de ballet as Jean-Guy, as Nicole Lumarque, yo fon travay tou nan folklore lan. Yo eseye mette an teknik sou pied, mais est-ce que nous connaissons, par exemple, technique ça que Jean-Guy travaille? Et qui propre peut-être à culture panouan parce que il fait un pile référence à certains mouvements que il vient développer, méthodologie que il vient développer au fil du temps, qui proche à culture vaudou ça et folklore là, que le ville mettait en pratique pour créer méthodologie parle pour te fonctionner avec élève parle. Donc, gain le moins dit, par exemple, it goes with the background of each dancer. Me, maybe if I was a Jean-Guy straight student, m'te gen doit di peut-être classical ballet is not as important, but gen on l'autre technique que Jean-Guy lui-même lui développé et qui amené à des danseurs extraordinaires tout. And he has been able to sell our folklore in an other level and internationalement aussi. Tu comprends? So, me, as I say, I will speak for myself, for for from what I learned. So, I will always be transmitting to my kids what I receive. So, my background is a classical ballet. So, yes, for me, I will say yes, it's important for my kids to have it. But someone else maybe will find it other way. And I think the every methodology is good as soon that you get what you want, amazing dancers, the results that you want, it's good, it's working, and it's something valuable.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that experience about that other technique and the way that you find out with these techniques what you have evolved. That brings us to the next segment in which you kind of like to get our reflexion parce que notre est sur continuer l'empire de folklore. Est-ce que first of all, is folklore a Haitian dance? Like, is it only for Haiti or is it more Afro that we have incorporated? Est-ce que folklore l'Afrique c'est l'idée différente?
We are African descendants. Our roots it's from Africa, mostly Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. Okay, it's normal that the essence is from Africa, mais mwen ka di que gen yon bagay spécial tout nan culture pa nou. Because we had many influences. Pa bliye ke nou gen kote indien tout, lakay nou. So we had to put in all these different backgrounds to put it together. And maybe that's why they always say our vaudou is special. M'pa bral di ke li pi bagay pase on lot, but we have something special where all these influences, we did put it together to have our egregore, as they say.
That's so important and interesting because folklore is actually a dance that is being taught all over the United States by even professors that are not necessarily Afro-Descent at all. I remember when I left Haiti, I was looking for dance classes to take on because I really wanted to continue. I found a lot of classes in Cambridge, Massachusetts, but a lot of those teachers were white people, and a lot of the students were white students. And by jamais que côté me que me calcule comme tu yo na classe, parce que c'est moi qui connais la classe. Mais la classe c'est mais la
They were good. They were good. So n'oublie pas, we have a beautiful culture. So there are many people who are interested in it. And I will not even say Vodun as a religion, but we have this cultural part. Comme si le wap prend folklore en tant que tel, there are so many rhythms. Même moi-même qui parle avec vous, I don't know all of them. We have so many rhythms to be discovered, to that you can learn. It's amazing. And why closing it to Haitian people only? No, we can make it open to everyone. And we, in the international, comme si le m'a prend tout et troupe qui a existé dans l'autre bord, nous gen mission ça, to sell it properly. And to comme si démystifier aussi what is the folklore. Because at the end, you te tellement vendu as something as bad que même ou te peur pour te ka danser folklore. Mais pour qui ça? It's part of you. It's part of our heritage. Comme si m'a dit ça depuis le début. Why should you be afraid to express yourself as a nation? Comme si with the drums. It's so beautiful. Comme si when il tend des rythmes lan k'ap marcher, comme si corps tressaillit. You cannot fight with it. Why fighting with it? It's good. Et ça pas empêcher du tout what is your beliefs or whatever. C'est où même moi exprimer. So pour qui ça pour ta mauvais. So for me,
I don't know for me. Bon, même pas attendre des tambours du tout, non. Pas même qu'on côté mieux, pas même ce qu'on ça m'a fait depuis me temps des tambours. Est-ce que me voler, oui? It's like ça so it's like automatically takes you to a whole different level.
You. It's in you.
So me, I don't know if tout haïtien comme ça. Parce que même depuis me temps dans petit tambour ça, literally I don't care what I'm doing, in a key professional setting, I'm just grow commencer.
You know what it is, Daisy? I think the good question is, what make you feel it uncomfortable, inconfortable? Pour qui ça li inconfortable? Usually, what makes it uncomfortable, it's when you don't know something. Il y a la peur de l'inconnu. You don't know what it is, or they maybe sell you something that scares you. C'est ça qui fait nous inconfortable. But when you go deeper and ou fait des recherches, you see it's only you. It's part of you. Why should I be afraid of it? And it's where I say you have to embrace yourself as you are. Because some things good will not fight with you. It will be as natural. So it's beautiful. You embrace it. You dance it. And that's it. Just as simple as that.
Do you find that in your academy, people sign up? First of all, how many dances can people sign for with your school? Like, what are the categories of dances that you offer?
With my kids, I had classical ballet. They have folklore obligatoire. They had some hip hop classes and some contemporary sometimes, but mainly it was that classical ballet and folklore. But I tried to input some other influences for them to see other things. And if they want in the future take other classes as hip hop, they are not like stranger about it. They know they have other style of dance they can practice or learn. And at the academy, maybe with the adults, I am more diversified. I have the folklore for sure. We have modern classes. I do some Pilates, some different classes that can help you grow as a woman, just to reinforce your techniques and bring out the best of you. Because for me, the most important thing, it's while dancing, you feel free, you feel yourself. It's like a therapy. So as an adult process, for me, I am more to the well-being through dance.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I did see a flyer that one of your top students that I follow all the time, Juju Jean. Hi, Juju. Are you offering online classes now? Because you never know, people may want to sign up. Or so do you offer online classes that people can participate? Like most people are adults, I assume.
Yes. Actually, on Mondays and Wednesdays, I have online classes. And I started the online classes with the COVID-19 crisis. Because at this time, we couldn't go in presential to do our our classes, regular classes. So I built up a program online, and that's where I started the online classes. And like I told you, I have 3 years of hold with the schools, and this year I restarted again with all my students that left the country for sure. They wanted to continue their program, so I said, why not giving again the online classes?
So how can people sign up, to join your online classes? Where can people go to sign up for this?
It's easy. It's a liking the pages. They can DM me, or I have a WhatsApp number. They can WhatsApp me, and they can enroll like that. And in presential, I have classes at La Reserve every Tuesday, so they can come. I team up with my Element Studio that I have her pole dance classes at La Reserve, so they can come and sign up. And on Thursdays, I have classes at Mind Body. They just call at Mind Body and they can enroll. As simple as that.
Okay, so do you want to give the WhatsApp number so that if people want to, kind of like, send you an email, maybe, especially for people who are going to watch and rewatch and who may not be in Haiti, but who want to participate? Because I can tell you right now that I'm going to do it. It's so amazing. So do you want to give the WhatsApp number for them?
The WhatsApp number is 4622-0384. So at this time, they can just, I will say it again, 4622-4622. 0684. So they can reach out to me through my phone number and I will guide them to which one of the classes they want to take.
So I hope that you guys are going to be
Flooded with people that are going to come.
So before we end, Pashu, I mean, forever. This is like it's so wonderful.
Like, oh my God.
But before you end, Pashu, you are literally not only are you a professional, but you are also an entrepreneur.
And as you know, this is the journey that I'm currently in, and I have a lot of people who want to become an entrepreneur, but I also have a lot of people who still want to feel like, their heart is filled with Ayiti. So we, in the beginning, we touch on that. We touch on the journey. We touch on the positive and what it's taking for us to do that. But as we're closing down or probably jumping back again into that whole entrepreneurship journey, what are the discipline that you find that you had to implement in your life in order to continue in that journey, in that entrepreneurship journey? What are the discipline that you had to put in your life or continue implemented in your life?
The first thing that I will say, the road to success, there will be challenges. Now it's how you're gonna face those challenges. Do you gonna let them stop you, or do you gonna beat them and keep going and make the things happen? Because it will not always be easy. You have some point, financial way, you have to be disciplined. Because sometimes it takes many inputs of your personal investment to make something happen. And it's not always easy. Sometimes you don't have the cash flow to do this or this, but you have to go wisely. What do I mean wisely? You have to do what you can do. Don't go over budget, because you can do beautiful things in a simple way. And building it day by day, you will be able to do bigger stuff later. Don't try to go fast. Go slowly, step by step, wisely. And don't go like with emotion, because sometimes you will be tested emotionally. You have to take a deep breath, take a step back, and see, est-ce que telle occasion qui rive, est-ce que c'est moi créé ou bien est-ce que son outsider? The outsider, est-ce que je peux le contourner and move forward? Ou bien est-ce que I'm gonna let the outsider take control of me? You have to know what you want also. If keep your focus, keep your objectives tight. It's what I want, I will make it happen. It will not always be easy. M'bral bon juste une expérience que moi vive. Ouais, année que moi décidé move back to Haiti and I had to keep going with the Academie in Montreal. First of all, what I will say, your entourage is really important. Because now that you are not sur place, you will see all the things happen. Quand je dis all the things happen, parfois c'est des masques qui tomberont. Ouais, maybe some people who you think they were with you pas with you vraiment. You will have maybe sometimes some, pas dire kunando, non? Mais sometimes it happens, but you will have to face it and know how to deal with it. I don't think the best solution in my place, what did I learn? Going back to back, facing like a punching ball, that was not the best solution. What you have to say to yourself, you know what you have, you know your talent, you know what you want. Don't let you be distracted by those things. Keep moving forward and do what you have to do. The person who have to appreciate your work, they will always. But you have to believe in you first, because only you can make it happen. Par exemple, moi te bon spectacle pour me faire. There was an issue qui était indépendant de ma volonté. This person knew that I had to go back to Haiti the lendemain of the show. La veille spectacle, li mette m dehors dans studio kote nte ya. So, how did I cope with this situation? At first sight, I was like vraiment énervée. How can this person did something like that to me? I wanted to do the kif kif. I wanted to do the punching ball with this person. But at the end, heureusement que j'avais des personnes peut-être matures autour de moi aussi, who were like, why are you giving so much energy on this thing? The work that you're doing is better than that. We can find another studio. But at the time, I was really hurt by it, because this person for me, it was like my sister. So to go through with it, it took me many years to heal from that. And what you have to learn, sometimes you will have separations with people that you love, but it's a growing path. It's either you move forward or you stay where you are, but you have to keep going. Sometimes you have to let it go and continue to do what you have to do. It's always keeping your heart pure and always wish the best for everyone. Because sometimes you don't understand why something had to happen like that. It's maybe for you to learn the hard way also. And in life, that's it. You have to learn. If you don't have lessons in life, how can you grow? So it's from all those experiences you grow and keep going, and you will not do the same mistakes as before. So I think I say enough. But tout moun gen chemin pa yo, but faut qu'on bien focus, faut qu'on konn ki so vle, et toujours kembe cœur positif, et puis avec un pile l'amour. C'est ça qui permet tout continuer. Et puis, ou pas ouais, tout bagay ap rentre dans l'ordre, ap imbriqué yo. Bon Dieu parfois mette des petits anges bon côté ou pas connaître ces anges yo non, mais yo là pour aider au marché. Donc, we have to know the signs. We have to trust us. We have to trust our inner power, and then you keep going.
I feel like I'm gonna have so much. Si les gens savaient comment ces conversations sont magnifiques, de me donner beaucoup de courage pour avancer. I just wish people knew that I am at all yes, everybody that I invite, you guys just wow. Like it's always the talk that I need. It's always that's what you need for the day. That is what you're going to need for your week. So that's true. I just wish that I will come and hug you those days. I will surprise you. Thank you.
I give you a virtual one already with love and respect. Thank you again for inviting me. I had an amazing time talking with you. And like I say, I hope that this little chat will inspire other people. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here with me. Have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy the rest
Thank
of your
you. Same to you, my love. Thank you again. Ali, blessings. Bye bye.